From a Veteran's Point of View is brought to you by the Buckeye Nest, your home away from home. Thank you for watching. How you doing, folks? This is Rex from the Buckeye Nest again. This is my second edition of From a Veteran's Point of View. Got a couple of, at least one, maybe two gentlemen I'm going to show you some video on. They're veterans, and they're going to tell you what they think about Old Glory and everybody calling it just a piece of cloth. But first I want to talk a minute about dreams. Everybody has dreams. You need help to realize those dreams. I got a couple young ladies that one of them's dreaming to become a veterinary technician. So if you know anybody out there that needs some help in the animal hospital or the veterinary field, this one here has got big aspirations to become a veterinary technician and maybe move on into becoming a veterinary, a doctor of animal medicine. I think that's what they call them. You can reach me at 937-926-4914 if you want to talk to this young lady. Second one's a young lady that's going to study psychiatry. So if you've got a practicing psychiatric office or you know somebody that does and they need some help in it, she's going to college for that. And I believe she told me she's going to become a psychiatrist. So I know both these young ladies got excellent skills. They've got excellent communication skills. Organization abilities are really good. Both of them are team players. They dive right in and get things done. They don't do things that they know other people won't do, and it's just they're just pretty awesome young ladies. So if you can give them any help, give me a call. 937-926-4914. I'll get you in touch with them. Okay, tonight's topic is, it's not just a piece of cloth, and that's from a veteran's point of view. I've got a gentleman, his name's Jon Cobb. I recorded him about 1.5 2 years ago doing this interview, and he's a retired Sergeant First Class from the United States Army, 82nd Airborne Ranger. His job was to make sure that your sons came home in one piece. So, he's going to even point out what he thinks is one of the major problems with our society nowadays and where it's headed in the future if this stuff doesn't get straightened up. Without further ado, this is Sergeant First Class, retired, Jon Cobb, United States Army.
How you doing, folks? This is Rex at the Buckeye Nest, and once again I'm doing a little video here. I've got a gentleman in front of me. His name's Jon Cobb. He retired as a first sergeant, United States Army, and he wants to tell you how he feels about his flag and what it means to him. It's just not a piece of cloth. You're going to find all this video up on the Buckeye Nest, and you're going to find Jon up there. Jon's done 5 tours in Iraq. So, Jon, how do you feel about this?
Well, you know, every one of us that ever served, we raise our right hand and we take a solemn oath. You know, we swear to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I'm not saying that everyone out there protesting and trying to burn the flag or desecrate the flag is the enemy. I think most of the time, you know, to be honest with you, most of the time they're just misguided. Most of the time they're younger. Most of the time they're just trying to make a statement and get their little dime time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that those people really understand that it's not just a piece of cloth. You know, it's what it represents. It represents 238, coming up on 239 years worth of this country. And it's the same, you know, piece of cloth that gets draped over the caskets of every man and woman who's defended it for that last 238 years. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, long may she wave, first of all. And second of all, you know, when I see some college kid standing on the flag, holding some sign, he's got every right to protest peaceably. He's got every right to make whatever statement he wants to make. But what gets me is his First Amendment rights are guaranteed by the same men and women that so-called piece of cloth gets draped over their casket if they don't come home in one piece. And if they can't put 2 and 2 together to realize that, to understand that, then, you know, we're failing. We're failing as a society. We're leadership somewhere along the way, whether it's your parents, your teachers, your professors, your friends, somebody is failing somewhere along the lines. Because if we can't instill, you know, if we can't instill pride in that so-called piece of cloth, then what the hell can we instill pride in? You know? And something that really gets to me is that, yes, they're guaranteed under the First Amendment freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You know, they can do that. But I don't think that should trump federal law, which prevents or is supposed to prevent the desecration of the flag of the United States. U.S. Code has a specific law, and you know, I'm trying to remember what it is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm not a lawyer, but I know it's part of you know, U.S. Code.
Yeah.
It's either Title 10, Title 18, something.
I think it's 18.
18.
Yeah.
But it specifically prohibits desecration of the flag of the United States of America. So, if you're going to break a law to protest laws, I mean, you know, protest whatever it is you're protesting. You know, I want to go downtown. We've had this recent protest down at University at Dayton, and you know, I just wonder what would happen if I went down there as a veteran, as a citizen, a retired soldier. I'm a civilian now, so as a citizen, if I went down there and in front of one of the university police, the campus cops, or, you know, Dayton police, if I placed that little asshole in, you know, under citizen's arrest, would the policeman even enforce it?
That's a good thought.
Would he even enforce it? Or would he tell me, you know, go away, this is just a peaceful demonstration, it's a peaceful protest? Well, no, because as soon as I jerk that flag out from under his feet and choke him with it,
I understand.
I'm just expressing my freedom of expression.
You got that right, Jon.
You know,
you got that right.
But that would be infringing on his rights, and I couldn't do that. You know, and I'm certainly not suggesting anybody else do that, but
right.
But as a veteran, that's what I feel like doing every time I see that crap. It's not just a piece of cloth. It's the flag of the United States of America.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do with this video, John, I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, but I'm setting up the special page on the Buckeye Nest. I'm going to promote this up to the federal government, to the judicial system. And I'm going to ask them to change that thought process so you and I and any other veteran don't have to get our blood boiling when this occurs, because then we know all we got to do is call a police officer and have that individual arrested for what they're doing to that flag. Your opinion is different, mine is different,
Sure.
Mine is they don't have the right to do that to that flag. That's my opinion, my personal opinion.
That's
I
right.
know the Constitution and the judicial system gives them the right to do that to a certain degree, but we need to change that. We need to make something different happen.
Well, and the thing is, the law is already there. It's just not enforced.
Right, right.
So, I'm all for supporting people who want to protest, whatever they're protesting. I'm all for people making a statement, but they're only allowed to do that until it infringes on someone else's rights.
Yeah. So
it's kind of
rights and beliefs, yeah.
Well, so it's kind of a one-sided thing. I can't do anything. I can't take that flag from them physically. I can't do anything to them physically that infringes on their civil liberties. I can't do that. That's against the law, obviously. That's assault. So, but they can break the law and rub it in my face and all my brothers and sisters' faces and smear the whole, country in the mud. Too many people have died for that piece of cloth.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned,
You did 5 terms in Iraq.
yeah.
5 tours. You were fighting terrorists over there.
Yeah,
Our colleague Rod Stanley, you know Rod,
sure.
I just recorded his thoughts. You know what he said there? He says, throw the Koran down on the ground
Yep.
and stomp on it. And let me add something to you folks. This is where one of your freedoms come into play, because if you throw a Koran on the ground, and I can promise you, and Jon will promise you, he's shaking his head yes, 50 terrorist Muslims will come out of the woodwork someplace
They'll come out all
and
over
just
the place.
blow your brains away right then and there, not even give you the chance to say hi, shit howdy, screw yourself, or anything else.
They have a different way of protesting. Those are the enemies that we're sworn to defend this country against. That mentality, that ideology, that's the enemy. And for these guys to walk around and burn the flag and step on it and drag it on the ground and smear mud on it and write on it and all that stuff, they're in the wrong country, man. As far as I'm concerned, you're in the wrong country. If you hate America that bad, then get the fuck out.
I remember,
Pardon my language.
I understand, but I remember back in my day, when Beverly was played on bass, we stood at attention and saluted that flag.
Absolutely. Cars stop, people get out of their vehicles, they stop with their school children do that. I mean grade school kids, they stop and they render respect.
When the day was done, taps was played, and it didn't matter where you were at, even if you couldn't see that flag, you stopped and saluted because you knew there was a flag being raised or lowered at that
It
time.
means something. It means something to some people.
If you went out on a combat mission and you passed that flag, every soldier, when they passed that flag, they looked at it and said, I'm coming home.
Yeah, absolutely. I wore it on my right shoulder on every patrol, every tour. I've seen it draped over too many caskets. I've seen too
I can
many of
recall
them.
many times that we actually formed huddles and prayed together before we went on missions and things of that nature.
A lot of folks do.
Yeah, so.
A lot of
All right, folks.
It's just, it's a shame. It really is. As far as I'm concerned, it's a shame. And, something needs to be done about it. I mean, it really does. Something needs to be done about it. There's a law in place to protect that flag. It needs to be enforced. That's all I got to say about it.
Okay, gang, this is retired Sergeant First Class Jon Cobb giving
First
you
Sergeant.
First Sergeant. Sorry.
Sorry.
My old brain here just walks away sometimes, so but John's giving you his thought on it. You've already heard Rod Stanley, and you're going to hear from a whole lot more. I've got a general lined up. If he keeps his word, he wants to talk about it, and I got a Marine Corps major that wants to talk about it too. So until next time, folks, this is Rex at the Buckeye Nest at the Dayton VA, and we've been watching the For Freedom Equestrian team today, getting ready for the Patriot Freedom Festival. And it's not just a piece of cloth.
I got 2 events I want to tell you about that's coming up here pretty soon. Buckeye Nest is going to be at both of them. The first one is March 19th. It's called the Trotwood Madison Invitational Drill Meet. It could be referred to as the IDM. But the Buckeye Nest is going to be out there in about 4 different locations, and that's going to be a magic trick I'm going to have to perform on its own. But it's ROTC groups that's going to be doing drill competitions. So that'll be quite interesting. I will try to refrain from commenting on that, with considering I'm an old veteran myself. Second event is an annual event that's held at the Dayton VA every year. Memorial Day weekend, May 28th and 29th. Mark your calendar for the Patriot Freedom Festival. Got a young man here that's going to tell you a little bit about what he's going to be doing at the Patriot Freedom Festival this year. Then I'm going to put some links in here where you can go watch some stuff from last year, and I might even stick a little 2-minute teaser in here of what you missed last year, so you'll be sure to go watch last year's show, and then you'll set your calendar to come out and visit us on this upcoming May Memorial Day weekend. So, without further ado, this is Tom Whalen.
How you doing, folks? This is Rex from the Buckeye Nest, and I'm out here today, or this evening I should say, at the Dayton VA, and we're going to have a committee meeting for the Patriot Freedom Festival. I ran into this young man. Most of you may recognize him. I did some video on ghost hunting, and this is Tom Whalen, and he's the CEO of
American Veterans Paranormal Services.
And he's what do you do with the Patriot Freedom Festival and on the committee?
Well, what I do is I work with the gift shop. I work with Mike Turner. We get things set up. We take inventory, we get the orders in, and then when it comes to the Patriot Freedom Festival, we'll set up the tent, set up the gift shop, and then periodically I'll check in on it because I have other things I do, which you will have ceremonies around here in the grotto. Blue Star Mothers will hang a new flag. So what I do for AVHC and the PFF is I take the pictures. I take photographs.
I saw you last year doing that.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I ran into you. You were out here, yeah.
Yeah, a couple times.
So I'm going to get more into taking photographs and being where the ceremonies take place. This is my second year, so I learned a lot last year of where the places I need to be.
Right.
So it's very interesting. I enjoyed it last year.
Now, you commented the gift shop. I don't recall seeing a gift shop last year. Was that up last year?
The gift shop, you were right out here by the ramp a little bit.
Right.
We were just right across the street where the preschool's at.
Okay.
Where you pull in. We were on that side, right there on the curb.
So, and you said a tent. Are you guys going to set up a tent this year?
We will have a tent.
Okay.
It's an open tent, but you know we have to do a couple things. What we learned last year is we need to, in case of sprinkles or something, we need to get walls in there somehow.
Can you give us some idea what you're going to sell in the gift shop?
Oh, we got a couple of different things coming on this year. We're ordering Armed Forces hat for men and women. We've been looking into them, and that's one of the things we'll discuss. Me and Mike Turner with the committee,
In tonight's meeting?
Yeah, this will be one of the things. Of course, our shirts, our Armed Forces teddy bears. The shirts really go. We have nice shirts. And then miscellaneous stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Well, the chapels.
Okay.
We got ceramic chapels that are going to be in there. The hats, like fly fishing hats, camo, which was nice. I had to get one last year.
Yeah.
The calendars, I think we'll be doing the calendars, helping out with the calendars.
Okay, okay. But this gift shop tent's going to be set up both days?
Gift cards?
They did the cards from the garden grotto.
Oh yeah, the postcards from the grotto.
Oh, okay.
You know, those are really nice. So it's them, the ceramic Protestant chapel. I'm trying to think what's in there. Yeah, there's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff.
Okay.
Patriotic.
Okay.
I can't pinpoint it.
Are we going to sell Margaret's coat? Ladies and gentlemen, that's Margaret Crook. I know your name. Kirkemeyer. That's her right there.
And this is the coat he's referring to.
Yeah, I want that coat.
You'll see me at the festival, but I actually will be the docent driving the bus, and I dress in a uniform that you would have seen Civil War nurses wear. So, some
Mrs.
people.
Miller.
And I represent Mrs. Miller, the matron of the home.
Okay, so you just met Margaret, you just met Tom. The event starts May 28th, runs the whole day of the 28th at 11 in the morning, right?
This is correct.
And then it ends late on the 29th.
This is correct.
And for 2 days, you'll be able to come out here and get some good chow, get some nice
live
gifts.
music.
Yeah, live music. Do you know if Switch 2 is going to play this year or not?
That would be on the entertainment share, which I think is
Wayne Siebert.
Wayne. Yes, correct.
Yeah, find out about
And
that.
it's still early, so we're getting together now, and we're really gonna work and get these things accomplished by May.
So
We're ahead. We're wicked ahead.
that's
We
good.
learned a lot last year.
Yeah, that's good.
And then there's also going to be World War II vehicles. How they were last year, but it was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I've already done video on Bugs chasing his shadows. Did you see Bugs last year?
I didn't.
The dog that was tied up to the half track and was always barking at everybody, but he wasn't barking at everybody. He was chasing his shadow on the ground.
Really? I missed that.
Well, I got the video up on him. You can go look at it.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I'll add that into.
I was here. I was in.
Oh yeah, he was
The
making a
nursing
big
home, the
noise
grotto.
over there. Yeah, he was making a big noise over there.
Yeah, there's a
Matter of
lot
fact-
to see. There really is a lot to see. You can spend a day out here. You can get in the vehicles. That was really awesome what they did last year.
Yeah.
You can get in the vehicles. You can play with the guns. Of course.
I learned about the
They're
new
not
deuce and a
loaded.
halves.
Yeah, it's really neat and how they set everything up. They slept in the tents. They ate out there.
Yeah.
You know, they did
Yeah,
everything.
the guys from the World War II
And it
display and the
smelled
Vietnam
exactly.
display.
It
Yeah.
smelled
It brought
really
back some
good.
memories for me.
Yeah,
It did. It did.
that tent smell. That's one
Yeah.
thing that instantly takes you back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Tom, thanks for your time, buddy.
No problem. If you donations, if you want to help out, you can give us a call at 937-267-7628, or you can visit us at www.americanveteranheritage.org.
Gotcha.
So
And
if
I'll-
you want
and
to
I'll-
help out, that's how you can get a hold of us. And it's
And I'll-
appreciated.
And I'll link that website in this video too. So.
This is one of the most important poles in the entire world because it holds the symbol of freedom from tyranny, from ISIS and others that would do this country harm. It stands for God, country, honor, mom's apple pie. It's not for sale, it's free. And it's free to all who want to come here and abide by our laws. God bless America. Today I met the friend you talked about, and she's everything you said, beyond a doubt. You told me that I'd like her. How right can you be? My darling, won't you please forgive us, your best friend and me? For a while I talked about me and you. but we also talked about her and me too. Well, I don't know what happened, but it happened, you see. My darling, won't you please forgive us, your best friend and me. Now I could say I'm sorry, but that's far from being true. 'Cause I'll always love her much more than I ever loved you. You told me that I'd like her, and how right can you be? My darling, won't you please forgive us, your best friend and me. Yes, I'm afraid you've lost us, your best friend and me.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the From a Veteran's Point of View, folks. So don't forget to go up on the Buckeye Nest. That's www.buckeyenest.com. Look for that text link on the left side of the page there that says 4-Hour Veterans. Click on that, and you'll find a whole bunch of nonprofits in there that could use your help this upcoming season. 4 Freedom Team will be back at the VA sometime in April. Got the Memorial Day weekend Patriot Freedom Festival coming up in May. And while I'm thinking of that, those of you that wants to, you can advertise in this newspaper here. This was last year's paper, but I'll be setting up stuff on the website where you can find a PDF and download it and buy some advertisement in that. If you do that, make sure you tell them the Buckeye Nest sent you, please. When you go watch these videos over here, please comment on them, like them, share them with all your friends, neighbors, and relatives, and heck, you can even share them with your enemies, because then you know what they're doing while they're watching those videos, huh? Not plotting against you, they're laughing and giggling about what's going on. So, until next time, folks, may God bless you and this great nation we live in.
Well, that was Tom Whalen. He's part of the committee for the Patriot Freedom Festival this year. Telling you about the gift shop that's going to be set up out there on the grounds. And then we had retired Colonel Margaret Crookmeyer. She's going to be driving the tour buses and doing some guided tours there and dressing up in era costumes. So, next I want to show you a gentleman. His name's Larry Gordon. Actually, it's retired Staff Sergeant Larry Gordon, United States Air Force. Last week I talked a little bit about it's not just a piece of cloth. Well, Larry wants to tell you how he feels about that. And because Larry's also a musician and a singer, he's going to sing a song for you. So I'll be back.